first in our different Facebook pages. How is Australia now when it comes to your students? Do you have like a full operation of their schooling now, or do you still offer some online classes?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the moment, like in the whole, the whole Australia, the situation, especially comparing to other countries, it's quite good. Especially in Queensland, where we have our schools. So on the Gold
Oh.
Coast and Brisbane, at the moment we have 29 active cases, the whole Queensland, which is a really small number.
Oh yeah.
Um, Schools like so Imagine Education and Entrepreneur Education, which the other school we work with, they are both already face-to-face classes. Of course, we
Mm-hmm.
still have students, they're concerned, so we are offering as well the online classes, so the students have the option as well to do online.
Mm.
So again, the whole Australia at the moment, south of Australia, I would say, like, Victoria, no, it's where we have the biggest numbers, but it's still pretty controlled. um,
Mm-hmm.
Things here are pretty much back to normal. We have, like, all the business already pretty much open again. There's a few restrictions in place, social distance, but again, it's pretty much back to normal. Students, they are working as well back in the hospitality industry. Of course, not as the same as before, because all the borders at the moment are closed. But we are expecting next year, the beginning of next year, hopefully the borders will be open again. But
Mm-hmm.
again, Queensland, where we have the schools on the Gold Coast and Brisbane, are pretty good. As I said, like face-to-face classes, and the students
Mm-hmm.
have as well the online options.
But
Okay.
there's no any adjustment about their intakes, or it's fine if they will all the intakes that you have. There's no any
Uh,
adjustment. Mm-mm.
about the intakes,
Yeah.
the intake, yeah. So basically, for we have intakes every week only for offshore applications at the moment. So
Okay.
students that are offshore, they want to come. We What we are suggesting everyone is to put the intake for at least February next year.
Okay.
Again, it's pretty hard to say when they're going to open the borders. We are really expecting that the borders might be open by February or March next year. The good thing is, at the moment, we have amazing promotions. We have, like, the cheapest price that we ever had.
Mm-mm.
So I think that's a great moment to apply, just at least to have a letter of offer and hold the price. And then let's say if they should apply to come February next year, the borders is still closed, that's not a problem.
Oh,
All
that's
we're
good.
gonna need to do is just to push back, let's say
Mm.
for June or any other date, and the price still gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, it's a terrible times we're living, like crazy times. But if there's one, like, a positive thing, is the prices for these circumstances are quite good. Like, we have, like, really cheap prices, and if that's the time to apply, the time is definitely now.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
good.
that's good news for our viewers, especially those who are really
Absolutely.
interested but they're a little scared to start their application now because of this situation. So that's a good news already, guys, coming from Imagine Education Australia. So, Sir Gabriel, we are ready with your presentation. So again, for our
Absolutely.
viewers, okay, for our viewers,
For
guys,
sure.
if you have question, feel free to write in the comment box. Okay, because me and Christine will going to raise your question later on, so that Sir Gabriel Nueva will give you guys a clarification or answer to your questions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So we will
So
start. Mm-mm.
fantastic. So, first of all, just to make it clear to everyone, we work actually with two schools, big, massive schools here in
Mhm.
Australia. So the first one we'll go through with everyone is Imagine Education, and the second one is Entrepreneur Education, which are
Oh.
actually two different schools, but from the same group as well, and
Mhm.
both provide different courses and really amazing courses that I will talk about.
Okay.
Um, so let me open the presentation here for everyone. There we go. So guys, I will go through Imagine Education. As I said, so Imagine is a school which has been in the industry for the last 15 years. We have I mean, a lot of students. We have more than 2,000 students at the moment with us. As you can see here, like we have students from different parts of the world, South America, Europe, Asia, some like domestic students as well. The school is located on the Gold Coast, which is like an amazing place. That's one of the campus. So we have on the Gold Coast, we have actually 3 campuses, one for general English, and the other 2 campuses where we have the cookery courses, automotive course. We have, childcare as well, and other bunch of different courses. So Gold Coast, just going back here, if you are the type of person that really likes to be by the beach, the school is pretty close to the beach. There's a lot of waterfalls. There's a lot of different activities. It's a beautiful place. Definitely, that's the place I would suggest you to come. And then we have as well our campus in Brisbane, which is basically 1 hour the distance, like driving from the Gold Coast. And there's something that's nice as well for the students to know is if the students start the course in Brisbane or the Gold Coast, the students always have the option to change campus if it's the case.
Okay.
Brisbane is a big city. It's there's a lot of museums. There's a lot of different activities as well to do in Brisbane. A beautiful city, and as I said as well, it's pretty close to the Gold Coast.
Mhm.
Over here, guys, though this photo is the Southport Central campus, which is on the Gold Coast. That's where we have actually the general English courses.
Mhm.
Over here, that's another campus on the Gold Coast. We call the Ashmore campus. And as you can see as well, the school offers a bus. So we have free transport for students as well, which is I think pretty sure with one of the, only schools doing that at the moment, like having pretty nice bus taking the students to school. So at this campus, we offer the cookery course, the automotive course, and the aging care course. They are pretty popular courses. They give the students a 2 years visa. There's a lot of theory and practical as well during those courses. Over here, that's the main campus. That's on the Gold Coast as well, and that's where we have the childcare courses. The childcare course, we have accounting, business, and 7 type of course. Something actually that's nice to tell as well, to mention, is that Imagine they are in different industries. So as I told you, we have the cookery course, and Imagine on 7 different restaurants as well, which is
Wow.
pretty nice for the students to know. So they go to school, and of course, if it's a good student, and the trainer can see, it's a student it's always there, it's always doing a good job. It's always good to the student to know that they're gonna be in a really nice network. A lot of the restaurants at Imagine, when you go to those restaurants, when you see there's a lot of our students working there. Of course, this school doesn't offer this for the students straight away, but it's good to know that if they're doing a good job, there's always someone watching and can be an opportunity for them as well. And another thing is Imagine has over 30 child care centers. It's the same thing. It's always good for students to know that they're going to be studying where they're going to have a massive network. So during the course, they're going to need to do the placements as well. So it might be a bit easier for them to get the placement.
Wow.
And here, guys, that's our Brisbane campus.
Mhm.
As I said, it's a massive school. We have different, it's 4 campuses. It's massive. That's the Brisbane campus, where we have the general English. We have all the vet courses there as well, the cookery, the automotive. Over here, that's where the students do the practical for the cookery. That's where the kitchen is located. So he actually is in a hotel, and we have our kitchen over there where the students do their practical once a week.
Okay, that's good.
is really, I mean, again, really nice. So as I said, so we have the general English courses, we have the IELTS preparation as well, young learners, high school. I would like actually to focus a bit more today, not really like in general English, because I know you guys, most of your students, they have pretty good English already. So I'm not going to really be focusing on that today. I think really, like, you know, that's the three main courses that I would really like to emphasize today, which is the cookery, the automotive, and the childcare. A lot of those courses here, so like those three courses, basically they give the student a bit more than 2 years visa. They are not only theory, so they're going to be in class twice a week, doing 1 day is a theory and the other day is a practical. So just to give an example for the cookery, and that's actually one of the biggest differences as well comparing schools. We have the students spend like from 8:30 in the morning until like 4 p.m. in class doing practical. So they have a lot of practical. And a lot of them, when you ask them, once they start doing the certificate 3 in cookery, most of them they'll be already working in a kitchen, which is amazing. And same for automotive, and same for the childcare as well. So this fact of hospitality, we have basically when the students they do the package for cookery, we have 3 courses. So we have the certificate 3, certificate 4, and we have the diploma. So, and as I was saying, like there's a lot of practical. They learn a lot as well. It's at the moment a course that at the end the student has the chance to apply for a graduate visa. I'm not going to get too much into that because I know you guys would be, you know, really the best ones to talk about that to the students, explain that to them. But that can be a pathway for the students as well, the cookery course. Same for the automotive, which we have the certificate 3 and certificate 4. The students, first day, they receive one of, as you can see here, this kit here. Every student receives one of that, full of tools, which belongs to them. Same as for the cookery as well. When they start the course, they receive like a kit full with the knives and everything they're gonna need to be a chef.
Wow.
So, and then finally, as I was saying as well, we have the childcare course, which is a really popular course. The students, they can do the certificate 3 and then the diploma. Again, they have a lot of a lot of theory, a lot of practical. In the main campus, that one that I show you guys, just next to the campus, we have one childcare over there already. So part of the practical the students do over there as well, which is it's pretty amazing. So that's the good thing. We put the students pretty much like in a real, in a real environment, which is is a pretty amazing thing to have, because there's a lot of other schools. Sometimes they don't. Oh, and here it is. That's actually what I wanted to show you. So the childcare here is exactly just like next door to the main campus. So as I said, like part of the course, they do a bit of practical here as well, which is a real childcare.
Nice.
That's a pretty nice thing as well. And sometimes, let's say sometimes we have families coming to Australia. They don't really have where to put their kids. There we go. We have the childcare center as well, which is a pretty amazing thing to know. Fitness. I will tell more about fitness, but that's actually an entrepreneur.
Okay.
We have the aging care, which usually it's a pathway for students who in future want to do nursing. I will tell you something now. Is actually it's a bit of a secret, but just to give you guys some heads up, we are planning to have a nursing course pretty soon as well.
Wow.
That's gonna be pretty sure it's gonna be a really popular course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, basically for Imagine, that's pretty much like the courses I really wanted to emphasize to everyone. So the cookery, the childcare, the automotive course, they are basically like our most like popular courses that we have, and they and again, they give like, you know, a big chance of, can be like a pathway for the students as well in future.
Mhm.
What I want to show now is the entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Just let me open that for you guys. Just a second. You guys still can see, right, what I'm doing here, right?
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
make sure.
Yeah.
You can still see that.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. Just let me open this.
Okay, so sir, when you say entrepreneur education, this is like a what do you call this, courses available to those who would like to become an entrepreneur?
Oh, not really. Entrepreneur is
Okay.
just the name of the school. But
All right.
yes,
Okay.
we do have as well like some, like, you know, a lot of amazing business courses over there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find here like an
Yeah, because I'm
just
thinking
gonna.
this is like a business school wherein, let's say, if they wanted to open their own business, this is also a very good platform if ever.
It is,
Yeah.
but actually, like, you know, some of the most popular courses at Entrepreneur. I'm just trying to find here. Oh, there we go. I think probably here.
Okay.
To brush. There we go. So, oh, here we go. Some of the main courses we have at Entrepreneur. We have photography course over there. We have
Okay.
graphic
Wow.
design. Has
Wow.
been actually a really, at the moment, that this actually today, Entrepreneur, it's an entrepreneur's anniversary. Is like they are making like 5 years, um,
Mm-hmm.
and we have already over 700 students. So this is cool, guys. It's
Okay.
located on the Gold Coast only.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing locations in Surfers Paradise, in the heart of the Gold Coast.
Wow.
We have this school. It's, how can I put that? It's when you go to this school, what you see there is it's a really sophisticated school. A lot of the courses that we have. So, example, the students who decided to do graphic design as an example, the school has some partners around with some companies. So basically, when they do the practical, they do actually a real project. How that works, as an example. So a company might come to the school, to entrepreneur, and say, guys, look, I want to create a logo for my company. Who actually is
Mm-hmm.
going to do that are the students. And so we give them a lot of like real experience, which is like amazing. Um, as I said, the school is located in Surfers Paradise, a great location. I will go through. So here it is, some of the photos. So actually, those ones here, I'm pretty sure they're students for the graphic design. So guys, Entrepreneur, we have the Faculty of Design. So Faculty of Design, we have marketing courses, marketing communication, certificate, diploma. We have the graphic design certificate, diploma, advanced diploma. We have an amazing course as well. By the way, we have a photography course at
Mm-hmm.
Entrepreneur, certificate and diploma, which has been a really popular course. We have the wall and floor tiling, which is another amazing course. Students, they do a lot of practical as well, learning how to put like tiles. It's a pretty awesome, which we provide as well the placement for the students at this course. And we have the leadership management, project management, as Junior was saying. So we do have as well the entrepreneurship, like faculty.
Mm-hmm.
We have fitness course as well, and we have the dual course offering, which it's a combination of the course of business and marketing and communication.
Okay.
So those courses, guys, like, so as I said, design, pretty popular course. And the amazing thing is, again, like the most of schools, when the students do the practical, right? So they usually gonna have like this case study. So the teacher just gives them basically I'm not gonna put a fake situation, but put just like a situation where they need to do a project.
Mm-hmm.
While actually when the students do that in class, they at Entrepreneur, they do actually a real project, which like it really gives them like this sense of a real experience in the industry.
Mhm.
As an example, this photo here, as you guys can see, that actually was from
Wow.
our students photography. They did this
Underwater.
underwater, exactly, and it's a pretty awesome photo. It's a pretty awesome photo. Um, the studio actually is a pretty beautiful studio. At the moment, we have brand new photography studio. As I was saying, the trade is the wall and floor tiling. It gives the students as well basically like 2 years visa. Can be a pathway as well for the students.
3 years.
2 years, yeah, a
2 years.
bit more than 2 years. Yes. So it's a total of this course is a total of 93 weeks. Yeah, so 93 weeks in total. Leadership management we have as well. Everything the students do, it like they have like amazing platform to use to send their assessments. So project management. So as I was saying as well, the entrepreneurship. So we have like courses of like we have actually a pretty nice course, Certificate 3 in Business, which is like a pretty short course. It's just 16 weeks. So sometimes students they want to come into Australia, but they don't want to. Maybe they need to go back home for some reason, like in a short time. We have this short course as well.
Okay.
But again, guys, like it's amazing because we're working with those two schools. Between them, we have like really like so many different type of courses. This course at the moment, the healthy faculty, so which is the fitness, has been another really popular course, is Certificate 3 and Certificate 4. I just want to mention like about this course, it's not only for the students to become a personal trainer. They have a lot of training outside. It's a pretty common thing, like thing nowadays. Those outdoor activities, not only like be a personal trainer in a gym, and they do some water training as well as part of their course.
Wow.
And there you go, guys. Pretty much like the course I want to go through with you. And again, it's good to know that we have that between those two schools, we have so many different type of courses. They are different schools. Entrepreneur actually is nice. It's good to know as well. They are level 1 school, which that even might help as well with the when the students apply for the visas.
Mhm.
Okay. But the if in case they will take for the meantime like automotive, then after months, like 3 months, and then they will change their mind. They can transfer for a leadership management like this, or do you
That
do you? Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, we can do that. That's actually happened. It happens a lot. Actually, students they start the course and then they realize, wait a second, that's not
Yeah.
really what I want to do.
Mm-mm.
The only thing we always tell the students is to
Yeah.
always talk to their agencies, like to talk to you guys, only for the because our biggest concern is really for the
Mm-mm.
visa.
Yeah.
If they're coming to, let's say, to Australia to do automotive course, and then suddenly they want to change to cookery, which is a completely
Yeah.
different area. You need to really explain why they want to do that. Not really to the school, but to migration.
Okay.
But again, for the school, not a problem at all. Even sometimes you have cases where students they started studying at Magin. For some
Mm-mm.
reason, they decided like, oh, that's not what I want to do, and they want to change to
Mm-mm.
entrepreneur. That's something we can do it as well. That's definite, and that's a good thing as well to know that actually we have those two schools that the students always can, they have more options. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They have like way more
That's
options.
Okay. All right. So just clarification about that. So are you saying that let's say I applied for this course and the immigration officer approved my visa, in that specific course, for example, I wanted to get the cookery, for example, and then suddenly I changed my mind. I will have a problem with immigration in Australia. Is that what you mean?
Oh, I mean, the thing is, I'm not gonna say they're gonna have a problem with migration, but it's because I know when they come, they need to justify why they're choosing that course. So
Yeah.
usually we have students saying like, "Oh, look, my goal, I want to be a chef. That's what I have already been working in restaurants back home, and you need to, because it needs to be a genuine application. So once they if then they get here, they start the course, and they for some reason they don't want to do that course, they want to change. It's always important to know that students to be aware that if they want to change the course, they're gonna need to provide, and explain, and it needs to make
Yeah.
sense to immigration why they're doing that. Because if their plan was to come here and do a cookery course and now they're changed to automotive course, well, it needs. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna have a problem. Of course, I've seen that happening, and it is possible. But it's all about like really justifying, explaining like why they're doing that, and then as long as immigration can see, they can see their students, not a problem at all. But I mean, it is, of course, we always. That's why we have you guys over there, like helping students as well and helping them to decide like what's the best option. Because I mean, we always do. Even I have students here on shore and they want to come to see the school. The first question I always ask if they want to do a cookery course. The first question is, why do you want to do this course? That's the
Yeah.
first question. Why do you want to do that? And then they will explain. Sometimes you see students saying, "Oh, I wanna be a resident in Australia." Okay, that's a reason, but it can't be your only reason.
Yeah.
Because things can change as well, especially when it's about applying for a pathway.
Yeah, because if the first course is there's no pathway, that's why the students want to change the course, right? So
Exactly.
if it would be possible to your school, so it's good. But they need to clarify this one to the visa officer.
Exactly. But and again, like it is definitely possible, but it's always good to make students aware. They always have the option to change, absolutely. But I think the main thing is like have all those answers in place, because once you know why you want to do the course, what's your plan, and don't have my suggestion to students is don't have only one goal. Have like a plan A, a plan B, even plan C as well. So I say to them, look, if your goal maybe is to apply for a residency in future, that might be possible, let's say with cookery, but laws can always change. So have a plan B as well. Maybe
Yeah.
If my residency, no problem, I'm going to be a professional chef. And especially in this case, like with the cookery, I have a lot of students, they come here, sometimes they try a pathway, for some reason doesn't work. Maybe because they didn't get the IELTS score, but then they go back home, and I know some like personal friends who has done this course, and they are making back home as well. They are doing like a great job over there, and it's definitely an amazing qualification to have.
Okay, all right. So, sir, I'd just like to start my questions because that's a very good presentation, especially what is this? Your information about your Imagine education and also your entrepreneur education. So, most of our viewers now, their question is, what are your qualifications for them to to become an international student? Most of the time, people are asking about IELTS qualifications. How about your age
Okay.
qualifications?
Yeah.
Can you mention more about that?
Absolutely, guys. That's a pretty good question. So, guys, at Imagine, let's say if the student has done already IELTS in the past, because one of the things when they apply, you need to provide for the school, not even talking about immigration, they need to provide English evidence. Because again, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes we might have students starting the course and they can't really speak the language, and that's gonna be a big issue. You definitely need to have a good English. But let's say, as an example, the student can't really provide, never done really IELTS. Students, you guys don't need IELTS to do a vet course at Imagine or Entrepreneur. You don't need that. If you have, beautiful. But if you don't have it, okay. What we can do? We base. Sorry.
But they can take a placement test so that they will not.
Exactly. So we actually both schools we have an English placement test. What we do, we send to you guys. We always ask the students as well, like to come to the agency, because it's important the students to do someone supervising. We want to make sure the students are not really cheating, looking at their phones. We don't want them to have problems. But it's a pretty easy way. I think that's going to be probably the easiest way. So they go to your agency, they do the English placement test, pass, beautiful to go. Not a problem at all.
But if they will take an IELTS, what is the lowest that you are that they are qualified for the band score for the academic,
Yeah.
right? Mm-mm.
For the academic, usually the school would ask minimum of 5.5, which is like it's not really like a really high
Mm-mm.
score. As I
Okay.
was saying, we are going to have soon the nursing course. For this course, I believe we gonna need like a higher score for nursing. But again, that's just something. As I said to you, opening
Mhm.
here for the first time is actually a little secret, but we
Mhm.
definitely gonna have this course.
Yeah.
But for most of the courses, if the students have 5.5, that's totally fine. But again, if you don't have IELTS, no problem. We send the English placement test. You do it at the agency, and it's all good.
Mhm. Okay, so IELTS is optional or IELTS is required. It depends on the course, right? So I understand that. But how about, let's say, age, sir? Is there some what do you this factor that you have to consider when it comes to age?
So, what I know, I mean, about IELTS, especially if the student decide to do, let's say, the childcare course, cookery, or the automotive course, which are courses that the students at the moment they can apply for a graduated visa. One of
Mm-hmm.
the things they're gonna need as well, I know, it's to have the IELTS test. I can't remember right now exactly now the score they're gonna need when they apply for a graduate visa.
Mm-hmm.
And just like graduate visa, like for those students who are really familiar with, basically a work visa that once you do those courses, you can have like, this year and a half visa. But again, for those courses, like yeah, I'm pretty sure like for this visa they would need the IELTS. But for our proof that those vocational courses, they don't really need IELTS. That's definitely not a problem. But in future, if they're applying for graduate visas, then residency, then definitely they're gonna, which we provide as well. And that's always good to remember. Like we have IELTS preparation at
Okay.
our schools.
So Gabriel, I'd like you to meet Miss Justine Aguilar,
Hi.
my co-host for our
Hello.
show.
How are
Hi,
you?
Sir Gab.
Nice to meet you. Nice
All
to
right,
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet
partner, do you have
you.
question as of now? I know you're listening earlier.
Yes, partner. This is one of the common questions of our viewers. I'd like to ask if what are the chances that they'll get a job right after graduation? Because actually, we've been receiving this question a couple of times with our partner schools in Australia. But do you offer like assistance to our students right after graduation? Because they would love to know that if, for example, you'll be assisting them with their CV creations,
Oh
or
yeah.
do you have partner institutions where they can part time and eventually be accepted eventually as full timers?
Beautiful, beautiful. That's actually a great question. And guys, something I didn't tell you, I work actually in Imagine for 2 years in the student services, and actually that was one of my jobs there. My
Oh,
job
cool.
basically was to help students, so we receive all the new students every week. And what I can tell you definitely is the main concern of students, the first thing they are like
Yeah.
pretty worried, it's complete normal, of course, is I need a job. Oh my God, what do I do? And they are so concerned about that, which I completely understand because they need to pay the rent, they need to pay for the bills.
Mhm.
So guys, when so at school we 100% we offer this help. Like we help students with their resumes. We have the student services. We have actually one person who actually used to be my job there as well. We call her the student ambassador.
Mhm.
She is someone who's in actually she stays in Southport Central, but she goes as well to Brisbane couple of days a week to help the students over there. So basically, her job is exactly that. How do you find a job in
Cool.
Australia? Which websites you need to look when you go and ask for a job? How do you ask for a job?
Mhm.
What do you need in your resume? So all those things, all this support, the students definitely don't need to worry about. Of course, once they start the course, let's say, as I was saying before, like a cookery, right? They are
Mhm.
starting, they know nothing about cookery. They're gonna become like chefs once they finish the whole course, but at the beginning they are not chefs. So